Hello, this is Antonio from Whatix. In this video, I will demonstrate how you can calculate the carbon emitted from your business, building or facility, as well as how you can set emission allowances in accordance with the European Union's emissions trading schemes using the Formula Composer tool in the Whatix dashboard. Greenhouse reporting is key to understanding the environmental impact of your business, building or facility, as well as how, if not properly addressed, non-compliance with mandatory regulation could incur hefty fines and have a negative effect on long-term sustainability. Proactively monitoring carbon emission, therefore, decreases regulatory risk, decreases costs, and improves corporate reputation among customers and investors. The UK Carbon Reduction Commitment, CRC, for example, allows companies to get refunds for deployed energy efficiency measures. Under the UK government, CRC energy efficiency schemes, market participants are obliged to gather information about their energy supplies, submit a report, as well as buy and surrender allowances equal to the CO2 emission they generate. Below are the conversion factors UK companies need to apply when calculating the CO2, for example. If we assume that we are a company operating in the UK and would like to calculate CO2 for, say, for example, the Alpha Hotel, we can switch to Alpha Hotels and the Formula Composer tool here. So I have Alpha Hotel, and at this point we can gather information of the Alpha Hotel by selecting here at Alpha Hotel, and here you have your Alpha Hotel, and then you multiply that by your constant for the calculation of CO2 emission, which is 0.348850. Okay. At this point, this composite meter or formula meter created is your CO2 emission for the Alpha Hotel. We can go ahead and create a point called CO2 emission, example alpha, and put this point into the Alpha Hotels. The type is other. The unit is tons of CO2, and you can start the calculation, for example, from the 1st of October 2017, and then you can submit. Once you submit, this new formula meter will appear as together with all the rest of the points that you have for Alpha Hotels. In fact, I don't create it because we have already previously created the CO2 emission for the Alpha Hotel. So I go back to the previous slides, and similarly you can just go and do the same for beta result, and calculate also the CO2 emission for beta result, which I also did it previously. We have the CO2 emission for beta, and now if you want to compare, for example, alpha and beta CO2 emission, you can go to your breakdown tab, and you have here the CO2 emission for alpha. You can click here and you can compare with the CO2 emission for beta, and we can go back, for example, to on the yearly view, which shows the alpha and beta CO2 emissions on those given years. Okay. Now let me demonstrate the setting of emission allowances and how to create a notification should a certain limit be exceeded. We have this tool called notification and alert, and particularly we're looking at custom alerts, where you can click here. You would select your Alpha Hotel, for example. You click on CO2 emission accumulated so far against the threshold. You can call this alert CO2 emission threshold achieved or reached. Okay, and notify me when the tons of CO2 on a monthly basis is greater than, for example, 500 tons of CO2, and you can be notified either by email or by text message on your mobile phone. Once you go and create that alert, then every time the system is going to cumulatively calculate the CO2 emission and notify you if a threshold is reached. Okay. More about the European Union emission trading systems and using the Formula Composer to monitor carbon activities by following the text in the blog below. Okay, thank you very much and have a great day.